Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakwadash, Shalom, to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, They Will Deceive You into Taking the Charagma. And if you've been watching my videos and GMS videos, you understand, you know what the word charagma means. If you don't know, just ask. I'll break it down to you. Anyway, I'm going to read a couple of scriptures because the way they're going to introduce this MOTB, here we are talking about the MOTB again, is they're going to make it seem like it makes sense and super convenient. And one thing they're going to use is, let me bring this up. Okay, so I did a video on this similar to this last night. Let me let you watch and listen. This is fair use, fair use.
Yeah, I didn't think it was wrong, but y'all all ghetto as fuck. You can't have shit over here.
Okay. Yeah.
You see mostly so-called black men, Israelite men, and then you see a couple of Israelite girls that are not in the truth. They don't know that they're Israelites. So they're actually called, right now, they're called Negroes, Gremlins, whatever you want to call them. There's a sneaker shop somewhere in America. And, you know, you got the different pairs of shoes and the, you know, the hoodies and so forth. And if you notice the video that I did last night, they had it was actually two videos I spoke on. That there was I think it was a FedEx truck, or it was an 18-wheeler with a bunch of items in there, brand new items, where some Jakes, and this was in was it in Mississippi? I believe it was. It was somewhere where Jake lives in America, somewhere in America. They had broke the seal to the back of the 18-wheelers and wheeler and went in there with a bunch of Jakes, just grabbing shit up and running, scattering. Then there was another scene of about 40 Jakes. The video says 40 Jakes going to some, I believe, a Walmart or one of those big box stores and just start grabbing shit. And if you notice, there were no police present. No alarm went off. And there's always somebody that's standing there filming all of this, documenting this. So they're setting this whole retail system. You know, they say we're losing too much money. We either go out of business, we move, we make where Jake lives a desert. You know what a desert is? Like a retail desert. I don't know if that's an actual term. Well, they have a term, food desert, meaning in your hood there's no big supermarkets, supermarket chains out there, just little bodegas like here in New York, where the prices are kind of high. You can get better prices at a supermarket. So in a food desert or a retail desert, There's no stores where you can really go to. So you have to go maybe 10 miles out of your way to get there, but you're going where Esau is. And they looking at you. What the hell you doing up in here? I'm going shopping. Oh no, you ain't. Not in this neighborhood. But anyway, like I said, you notice there's always one guy with a camera just filming it. Nobody's pushing him, nobody's shoving him. He's not grabbing shit. So this is a document. They're documenting everything. It's not one guy. It's a bunch of different people. But I believe they work for the elite in some way or another, and they have the proof to saying, okay, well, we're justified. Like if this store closed down, and this is somewhere in the hood, somewhere in America, and they say, well, why are you closing down? Well, here, look at the video. We're losing money. We set up retail businesses to make money, not to lose money, and not to give away shit for free. So what's going to ultimately happen, and even Apostle Rimelav had said that he said they're going to get rid of all these stores, and it's just going to be box stores, but it's going to be pretty much controlled in part by the government. And the way they'll have it set up is, if you want to get something, you got to have a charagma microchip, whether it be in the right hand, left hand. By the way, when it says right hand, it's not talking about right hand. It's talking about your power hand. If you're left-handed, that's your so-called right hand, because the word there is dexterous, dexterity. You might be good with your hands. A left-hander is good with their left hand. A right hand is good with their right hand, their dominant hand. So the right hand could be on your left side, so to speak, if you know what I'm talking about. Dexterous, dexterity. Because this guy, I thought of the IUIC. I don't even know if he's that part of the organization no more, because he got caught up in some adultery thing. Now, I don't even know the details of that. I don't know if he dealt with some chick that didn't have a man, but didn't just deal with his wife and went outside of his wife. So they call that, IUIC calls that adultery. If you have a wife in the IUI, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me and I'll apologize. Okay? From what I understand, if you have a wife in the IUIC and they find out that you're dealing with some chick on the side, but you're dealing with the chick, you with her, y'all got a little relationship, but you got an extra chick. That's adultery, which that's not adultery according to the scriptures. King David did not commit it. He only committed adultery one time. That's with Bathsheba. He didn't commit adultery with any other woman. He had many wives and many concubines. Oh, King Solomon didn't even commit adultery. He just married outside of his nation, which they should have. If he dealt with Edomites and other nations, they would only be his concubines. But it was for convenience. You would marry a rich king's daughter for commercial reasons. For those type of reasons. A marriage of convenience. I always use the example of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. They were brought together. I got to read the backstory. Check out the backstory on them. I believe that they were children coming up to be the next, the prince and the princess to become the next king and queen of two realms. I think the two realms were Leon and Oregon, if I'm not mistaken. I always get that wrong. But I believe Oregon was one part of Spain. So when you marry at a convenience, you're bringing two kingdoms together. Oh, marriage means to merge, right? When companies marry another company, they become a bigger company, right? And marriage in this system is a business contract. That's why at the end of the marriage, no matter how good you did, you made all the money, it's split in half because it's a business. See, this is what you niggas don't understand. A marriage contract is a business contract. Two guys get together, they set up a business. One guy does all the hard work. This guy's sitting on his ass, and he says, I don't want to deal with business with you no more. So they divorce each other from that business. They cut the business half. So guess what? The courts don't want to hear. I'll get back into it. The courts don't want to hear, well, I did more work. Well, but you're equal partners. You should have made him do more work. You should have never went into business with him. But it's gonna go. That's why women get half. That's why you have a thing called a prenuptial agreement. You're listening to these IUIC guys, you're gonna get in trouble. But anyway, he said in a video, he said, yeah, they say the right hand, you can't get it in your right hand, but you can get it in your left hand. And the people kind of went along with it. He doesn't understand. And another thing that these guys don't do. I didn't want to bring them up, but the spirit put it in my mouth to spin them up. What they'll do is they don't go into root words. They don't go into the Greek word. They don't go into the Hebrew word in the Old Testament and New Testament. That's why they're teaching that hell is a place that you burn in forever, which is a Roman Catholic Christian doctrine. So they're all confused. So anyway, getting back into this, like we say, us here at GMS, we're the premier camp that teach the MOTB the most. Now you have other Sakari and even HODC teachers. They don't push it though. They don't push it. Sakari pushes it somewhat. No, they do push it. They do push it. I got to take that back because I believe Deacon Akar was even going through it, if I'm not mistaken. Matter of fact, he was going through it in the video he did. So I got to take that back. So they are pushing it. So really, there's really only two camps that push the MOTB, GMS and Sakari. There's others that, like I said, know that the MOTB is the same thing, but they don't push it. They don't make videos on it. They don't stress it. But anyway, this is all good. That matter of fact, let me come on back. Let me do this. Let me refresh it. Fair use, fair use. And you can clearly see these are Jakes. They could taking this shit like they own the place.
You can't have shit over here.
There's a Jake can't have shit over here. Cause the gremlins, man. Look at this. He took the whole rat.
Okay.
So you got two women, two little hood rats. This one dude is skipping out this. Look at this. And the security guard ain't doing that. What can the security guard do when there's like 20 Jakes in there doing this ratchet ass shit?
Y'all all ghetto as fuck. You can't have shit over here.
So they're gonna have these only big box stores, and in order to get in, you're gonna have to swipe your right hand, your left hand, your butt cheek, your forehead with the scanner to get in. Everything gonna be locked down. Anything that you get, you don't have to go cash out, so they get rid of the cashiers. And when you walk out, if you walk out with $250 worth of stuff, when you walk out of there, it's gonna come off of your chip. And you're not going to be able to go over your chip because you're going to have a certain amount of money. According to what they're saying is, when they go to a CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency System, where they do away with paper cash, credit cards, and so forth, it's going to be digital money. You may work at a job, you get X amount of money, and you have a time limit to spend that money, so you can't save money. Can't save money. Got to spend it in a certain amount of time or you lose it. So that's encouraging you to go out and spend to keep the economy going. So people are going to take it because they're going to say, well, it makes more sense, this, that, and the third. And you can't take a credit card. Somebody uses a credit card in the store. When you go to the store and use a credit card, you can hit debit where you got to put your code, or you can just hit credit, right? Just hit credit, and they don't ask you for a code, and you sign the paper, or you get a receipt that you use credit. So somebody can steal your credit card, steal your wallet, and just swipe it. Now, if you look suspicious, they can ask you for your ID. But you can use it online. You can go to the back of the card. What's the three numbers on the back of the card, and they'll ship it to you or whatever the case may be. So I take it that if you do something online, there'll be some type of device, but we don't know. We got to wait and see as to whether there's going to be some type of scanner to scan your hand or whatever. They'll have the system ready. Now remember, the beast system is the Most High system. The Most High gave them the technology to fulfill prophecy. And it's to test you. It's the great testing. So let me go into a couple of precepts and I'll close. All right, Revelation 18:23, and the light of a candle shall no more at all no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom, and this is talking about America completely destroyed, desolate, and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. There ain't gonna be no marriages, there ain't gonna be no churches, and Gog and Magog ain't gonna come up, out of nowhere and try to jump Israel. That's an idiotic, stupid doctrine. For thy merchants, sellers, were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries, everything that they do is on the left-hand side, were all nations deceived. And you're going to be deceived by that charagma. Excuse me. Revelation 19:20. And the beast represents what? America, Canada, the NATO nations, and the EU nations. That's the beast system. And the UN, well, what about the UN? Is that the beast? No, the UN co-signs on the beast system. They work with the beast system. They're not the beast system. Because you have 198 nations, almost 200 nations that are members of the UN, which are not members of the beast. And the beast was taken. How was the beast taken? Oh, and by the way, if it was taken, if the beast was taken, how can Gog and Magog come back up, or Russia? Because IUIC teaches that part of the seven heads is Russia, which they're not. They went off on that. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet. This represents from the Roman Catholic Church to all daughters of the Roman Catholic Church: the Baptists, the Methodists, the Jehovah's Witness, the Pentecostals, the Seventh-day Adventists, the Calvinists, the Protestants, the Unitarians. They're all Roman. Those are all daughters of the Roman Catholic Church, because they all believe in the same Caesar Borgia. And the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, which represents the religious part of the beast, and the beast is you have military part, you have an economic part, which is the EU, and you have let's say a religious part. Three unclean frogs would look like three unclean frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, out of the beast, and out of the false prophet. So that covers the whole system. So when they go down, they're not going to come back up. So anybody teaching that Gog and Magog after 1,000 years is going to come back up, they don't understand the scriptures fully. I'm talking about you, Bishop Nate. You just made a fool out of yourself. That wrought miracles, their miracles is their technology before him, with which he deceiveth them that receive the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. It doesn't mean you're going to be bound down to stuff, meaning you're going to be a part of the system. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. That's not going to happen. Actually happen. It's poetic talk for this place is going to be destroyed by fire. And the devil, who's the devil? The word devil just means false accuser, slanderer. That deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. This is not talking about an eternal hell. Oh, anybody that takes the mark, they're going to wind up with cancer. It's right here in Revelation 16 and 2. So you can't take it and say that you never took it, because you're going to develop a cyst. You're going to develop a cancer in your right hand, left hand, butt cheek. Revelation 19, verse 20 again. And the beast was taken, false prophets, miracles, which he deceived them that had received the mark. So you're going to take the mark because you're going to be deceived. Let's look up the word deceived. Not so much force, but some of you are going to have to face death. Revelation 20 and 4. So let's look up the word deceived. As you can see, the majority of the world has clueless as to what's getting ready to happen. Especially these clown-ass Christians. So let's look up the word deceive. I'm already familiar with the Greek word planao. The word planao means to cause to stray, to lead astray, lead aside from the right way. In other words, deceive you, to go astray, wander, roam about. Anybody that calls themselves believing in the Most High, a Christian that takes a chip, they really don't believe in the Most High. They don't understand the Most High, and they damn sure don't understand the prophecies. And Christians do not understand the prophecies. Your scholars, they're lost when it comes to they don't understand the prophecies. The few of them have an idea. Not a handful believe Babylon the Great is America. Only a handful of, maybe 3 Edomite so-called pastors, born againers, believe that. The rest of y'all don't believe that. You don't believe me? Go to the commentary. To lead away from the truth, to lead into error, to deceive. To serve or fall away from the truth, or heretics or heresy, to be led away into error. So the majority of our people are going to be led away into error because they don't know the scriptures, and they get a bad taste in their mouth when they, we become the boogeyman word, black Hebrew. Even Bishop Nate is called those black. Like he's not a black. He's just an Israelite, But we're black Hebrew. In other words, if you're GMS, you're a black Hebrew Israelite. If you're IUIC, you're black. ISUBK, you're black Hebrew Israelite. If you're Sakari, you're black Hebrew Israelite. If you're GOCC, you're black Hebrew Israelite. If you're Priest Danyali, you're black Hebrew Israelite. If you're AOC, you're black Hebrew. But they're not black Hebrew Israelites. So he's using Esau's term, government term. That's what they label us, the black Hebrew Israelites. But he's not one of them. So is this guy working with the government? Why would you call all of a sudden? You know that that's Esau's word. You know that that's Esau's government word. Label. The black, like the black Muslims. The black, not this Muslim, the black Muslims. White people in Turkey, that the religion, the official religion of Turkey is Islam. They don't call the Turkish people the white Islam. They don't say that. That's a government term, man. But here you got Bishop Nate calling us that, but he's not going to call himself a black Hebrew Israelite. And we're not black Hebrew. I'm not, first of all, I'm not black. If anybody's black, that's Nate. He's black. He's actually black. In his soul and in his, you can look at him, he's a black man. But, so when it happens, we're going to see what these guys that teach opposite what we teach, what they're going to actually say. So like I said, the way they're going to push it is they're going to pretty much push it pretty much the way they push the jump shot. Anyway, that's all I got to say. With that, I'm going to say shalom. Hope, most high willing, I'll do another video.